So Aaron, here we are a week before the season starts in earnest. How do you assess your side's progress?
Well, it's not my side, it's the manager's side. But so far it's been good. Obviously it's a new group, quite a new group. We've had some core players stay, some experienced players stay, which has been important to the group to allow them to sort of integrate the new lads and help them integrate into the way the manager and myself want to do things. They can get over key sort of characteristics that we're after, especially off the field. But on the pitch, like I say, a relatively new bunch really coming together. So it was always going to take a little bit of time to get that sort of cohesion, I suppose. And we feel it's coming together. Hopefully, it's going to come together at the right time in sort of 9 days' time on next Saturday. So we feel the progress has been good. There's still work to be done. We go into the game on Saturday with sort of themes and plans for the match, and hopefully we'll be raring to go against Oldham next Saturday.
As you said, there has been a number of players leaving, coming in. How have you found integrating the new lads with the more established players over the summer? How's that gone?
Good, yeah, really well. What's important for us is when we sign players, we look at obviously all their attributes as a footballer first and foremost, but then what's really important is the character of that player, and we do a lot of homework and a lot of research on the background of that character as well. So we don't just look at them at a match or on Y-Scout or whatever platform you use to watch their game. We also speak to people who've worked with them. We speak to players who have worked with them that we know. Fortunately enough, we've got a lot of years in the game between the gaffer Pete and myself, and a fair few contacts to be able to speak to people who have coached them, played with them, and whatnot. So you find the characters out about the player. We also do social media background checks and things like that. So we know that we know the character that we're getting. Hopefully, it's not very often that we've got that wrong. So it's worked for us so far, and that has allowed us to bring in good people. First and foremost, so we knew that they would gel well with the group, and then, as you say, you've got the experienced pros that we've had here for a while, namely in Moxie and Asa, but then you've also got good people like Mark and Lapsley who've been around the game a long time that can help them settle and sort of let them know what we're sort of about here, and the work rate that's involved, and the traits that we like to have off the pitch as well as on the pitch. So it's gone well in that respect, but they're good. Like I say, they're good blokes, so they fit in really well and really easy.
The gaffer places a lot of emphasis on Torquayifying, I think is how he calls it, his players, to build up that camaraderie, because that can make also all the difference. And maybe for the first time on Saturday against Exeter, there's a lot of resilience that was actually shown by the team in those closing stages to get what felt like a lead win.
Yeah, it was obviously you've got that little bit more zest to the game with it being a local derby. So, like you say, that it was. Those characteristics sort of come to the fore, and when you're looking at people, you want to see that resilience in them, or that sort of strength of character and mentality, and they're key components that we look for in a player. And when we are doing character background checks as such, that's an important part of being a footballer. You can have all the attributes as a footballer in the world, but if your mentality is not strong, or mentality is not right, let's say, or your attitude's not right, your commitment, then ultimately you probably fall down. So it's important that we build that up, and we let the players know what's expected as a Torquay United player, and they're all bought into it, and a lot of them it comes natural to them anyways, because that's what's in them, that they want to win. So although it was a pre-season friendly, it was important that we got the win. On another day, it could have been 5-4 either way. It was a really entertaining game and a great game for the supporters of both sides. I would think. So it was a really good game for all of us, and we were really happy for everybody, especially the local bragging rights of our supporters to come out on top. But that win just gives us that little bit of a boost going into the last 2 weeks before the season starts, and gives us that little bit of belief that we can compete with a League One team. So we showed that, and we obviously competed well against Newport, and we showed some signs against Plymouth. But obviously, Plymouth are a very strong League One side themselves. So it gives us that belief for the last 3 games that we've not sort of embarrassed ourselves against higher opposition, and hopefully moving into next weekend, the Oldham game, we can take that confidence and belief that we can go and get results.
Now, you've already reiterated that this is very much the Gaffer's side. How you must take a lot of credit and a lot of pride in the fact that your team's, the Torquay United side has actually kept 4 clean sheets in the 5 games so far. That's a good sign to show, isn't it?
Yeah, good sign. Shows, again, like I say, that resilience, that mentality that we want to instill in the boys is we want to win. You know, it's pre-season friendly, whether it's, it's start of season, end of season, whatever game, we want to win that, and we reiterate that regularly in training. So that's a good sign, and a clean sheet, although the goalkeeper and defenders try and take all the credit, we make sure that everybody knows a clean sheet is a result of 11 players, plus the subs working hard, and we defend from the front. We start our attacks from the back. So it's important that everyone's playing their part, and it is positive. It is good for us that we're keeping clean sheets, especially early on. And no, it doesn't matter what side you're playing. There's no disrespect to either team, whether it's Bucklands, Exmouth, or if it's Newport or Exeter. We're still quite happy. The disappointing thing is conceding 5 against Plymouth. So there's work still to be done. We're by far no means a finished article. So there's still work to be done, and we'll be looking at that in the coming weeks before we start at Oldham. And even going into the Oldham game, we know we're not going to be the complete team and article. We've just got to make sure that we keep working every day on the things we feel we need to, and improving, and hopefully that'll stand us in good stead.